and welcome to this video. Now this one is going to be a little bit shorter, but I do want to talk about two quick patches. I want to talk about version 1.9, which came out last week on October 3rd, but it was kind of small, so I didn't feel like it was video worthy to talk about. But I'm also going to talk about patches 1.10.0, which comes out later today. Now the reason I know what this patch has is because I typically play the beta versions, which you can figure out the information on how to join. It's free to the public. The information is always on the Steam community page for Tiny Glade, but also easy information is within the Tiny Glade Discord server, which is always in the description of my videos. But I do want to talk about these two really big patches because they call them patches. They feel like updates to me, but they're really big with building, and they are very much quality of life things that I really am excited about. So the first thing I want to talk about is version 1.9.0, which I'm gonna call the wall update. Basically, they made it so when you draw a wall and you left click on it with a palette tool, to the left side there is a new button you can click which flattens the top of the wall. This is really big for those who freehand walls like I do, or freehand stairs like I do, because before I had to cut them up a lot. This makes this so much easier, but this is also really good for our arcading friends, for it makes it a lot easier. Whenever the arch is taller than the top of the wall, it now has a flat part, a flat little top part. Before, without this, the top part couldn't go any lower, so you would always have this little bit, and you would have to arcade quite a bit to try and get anything that looked as nice as this. So this is really, really big in my opinion. But another thing about this update is when you placed them on landscaping, the walls would always have this type of arch to them. You couldn't really change it. But now, the landscaping, the top bit, it's very flat throughout the entire way. The top bit is the same throughout as the tallest bit on the top bit of the train. So this is just really welcoming in my opinion. I really like this update, and it's just such a quality of life thing. So anyone who freehand stairs or does arcading, this is going to be such a big update for you, but also this is just a huge update for anyone in general, to be fair. The next thing I want to talk about is the version 1.9.1, which came out just the other day on October 9th. This had a little bit more niche things, like they fixed it so when you're grabbing the node underwater, it is a lot easier. There was a lot of issues with fences and whatnot underwater trying to grab and continue drawing, but they made that a lot easier now. I believe they just raised up where the node is, because before I think it was just under the water where it was hard to grab, but now it's just slightly above the water. The thing that I found the most interesting was they raised the brick limit to 1 million bricks from the 750,000 brick limit before. Now this one's definitely a lot more niche, because the average player is not building glades over 750,000 bricks. But just a few days ago on my really big glade, I hit the brick limit and I was begging and pleading for more bricks from the devs. So this definitely feels like a very niche thing. But now everyone, we have up to 1 million bricks in your glade. You can thank your local Panda, aka I, for doing that, but I really thank the devs for doing such a niche little update patch as well, for such a small thing. But this, hopefully I get through my glade and not need another update. The other really big thing that the community was excited about before was the minimum wall, or the minimum fence height was actually lowered. So they decreased it quite a bit, mainly for those who like making benches and other decor in the game. I believe that's about where the height was originally, so they did lower it quite a bit, and I think it's now on par with the minimum height for the wall, as you can see. But this is definitely more towards those who love making those decorations throughout all of their builds, those little tiny details. So I'm excited to see what the community can do with that. all that stuff is always posted in the Discord. Everyone's showing their own ideas and such, so it's really exciting. But version 1.10, oh ouch, this update should be coming out later today. Well, later today of recording this. Hopefully I get this out soon before or soon after the update. But this has to do with similar to the wall update. Taking both towers and rectangles, when you flatten the roof, whether or not it's half timber or just the regular base Merlon look, when left clicking on buildings with the palette tool, you now have an option to the left, just like the wall, to flatten it. That means no longer having to precision place other bricks to do so. Now, of course, the brick overlapping will still take away that top bit. Now, this is useful if you're doing stairs that lead up into the part of the place that you're, like the top of the landing. But just overall, you now can have those flat roofs pretty easily, which is also super just useful in general and exciting for everyone. But the more exciting bit of this update is the fact that when you are now building, let's say you want the half timber with the white and perhaps like a pink little plaster and a purple roof, right? And if you draw through it with a door and change the color of that door to, let's say, pink, if you now build a new building, it now will always remember your last choices, including the door that gets colored through with the path. Now this works between towers as well, of course, and this is also shared with the wall, except for the half timber effect since there is no half timber. My only thing that I believe that they're probably gonna change one day is if you have it flattened on the roof here, it doesn't flatten the wall, but I do think that would just be a nice little change, like that will get added. I am still in the beta version, but everything you see here is probably just going to be fixed and put into the game soon. But let's say you want to change the building to green instead. Now, if you place a new building, it is now just green. So it remembers your last choices, and your choices don't go between glades. So your choices will only be remembered within the glade itself, which is useful so you can have these different aesthetics and not have to keep changing it all the time. The other exciting thing about this is now it remembers your windows as well. So if you change like your windows to like a dark green with maybe that green tint that shows through it, now we can see at nighttime. When you place a new window, it keeps it the same. And this goes between even the gothic types of windows and the arrow slits. It keeps them all the same, which is really exciting. That just makes it easier to place windows. This is just really exciting for me. And of course, if these get turned into doors, the doors down here will be that color. What else is there to say? I believe that's about it. The fences, I know, are not fences. The lanterns will also keep that same color. So if you change it to purple and look at nighttime, when you place a new lantern, it'll keep it purple. So that isn't really anything. Chimneys always just... What is happening? Chimneys always have the same wood color as whatever it's connected to. So I don't think that's really gonna change. You can't change the colors of these, of course. But I don't think... I've tested around with the flags. The flags I don't think really do change. If we, let's say, have it pink and place another one, it doesn't keep the same pattern, which I feel like would be really cute if it did, especially because it's really hard to get the same bottom and the same sides. But maybe that's something for the future. But this is just a really quick little patch updates that came out. I actually think the window thing I just showed off here is a newer feature, so in case you didn't know, before the only way to get doors was either drawing through them with a path or having a flat platform and then putting windows on top of said platforms. But they had an update. where if you put the window low enough to the ground, it will automatically turn into a door. So that is just a really fun feature, and it works the same with floating ones. If you actually add it low enough, you get these little, I think they're called Juliet balconies, something like that. So I think that's really cute. I really like these features. A lot has happened within the last week, like a week and a half of Tiny Glade. Updates are always gonna come, but maybe I'll just talk about them in batches like I am today. Anyways, I hope you guys maybe learned something new and are looking forward to version 1.10 as I am. This is making me really happy. I hope you guys have a lovely day or evening or morning wherever you are, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!